Hi, this is Rathan from Hindusthan Institute of Technology, working in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about the introduction to communication engineering. First, importance of human communication. So normally, communication is the process of exchanging an information, right? So in simple terms, we can say exchange of message between two or more people. But in engineering point of view, it is a mechanism of sending, processing, and receiving data or information by means of electrical signals. Right? And what are the methods of communication? Number one, face-to-face communication. Number two, written words. And number three, by means of electrical innovations like telegraph, telephone, radio, television, and through internet. The first and foremost thing is that you must know the basic communication model. That is the basic for all the communication systems which we are using right now. These are some basic components of communication system. It starts with information source, a transmitter, and we must need a transmission medium, a receiver, and a destination. So along with this, we have noise which is added into the signal during the transmission. So that we will discuss later. This is the basic model of communication system. It starts with an information source. So what is basically an information source? Means where the data gets originated. So as an example, we consider an FM station where the information source will be the radio jockey, right? So the information source may be in the form of a speech, voice, or a song, whatever it is. So this will be captured through the mic, and after processing, the transmitter, there is a device which is used to transmit the data, which will transmit to a transmission medium. The medium may be a wired medium or a wireless medium. So preferably nowadays we are using wireless medium for transmission. And in the receiver side, we will receive the information through a device like a radio or whatever it is. And we can hear the song of the FM station. And the destination is any individual who is hearing the song, right? So during the transmission, there is a possibility of noise or interference which may distract or distort the signal. That may be because of electromagnetic interference or any type of noise because of the surroundings or whatever it is, right? So we'll discuss the basic communication model blocks one by one in detail. So as I said before, information source is the first block. So that is the block where the information is getting generated, right? And the transmitter is the second block, which has collection of electronic components and circuits, converts electrical signal into a signal suitable for transmission over a given medium. And a transmitter is made up of electronic components such as oscillators, amplifiers, tuning circuits, filters, modulators, frequency mixers, frequency synthesizers, and other circuits. Most important thing is communication channel. So that is a medium by which the electronic signals is sent from one place to another. We have some type of medium used for transmission. Electrical conductors, optical media, free space or system specific media. For example, when we communicate through water, for sonar communication, water is used as a medium, right? And in electrical conductors, we use wires, and optical media, we use fiber optics, and free space, that is, we use air as a medium. Receiver is similar to transmitter, which will do the reverse process of transmission. So a receiver will normally receive the information from the channel, which also contains a demodulator. So demodulator is a circuit which extracts the information from the channel. So transceiver is the thing which has both transmitter as well as receiver in the same device. So transceiver is an electronic unit that incorporates circuits that both send and receive signals. Say, for example, telephone, fax machine, cell phones, computer modems. Then attenuation. Attenuation is a major problem with any type of communication. So attenuation means simply we can say, right, like getting lost with the information after certain distance of transmission. Right? So if you want to transmit the data through a longer distance, we must use either amplifier or repeaters to avoid attenuation. So attenuation means the signal will get degraded, or it will end at some point, or the signal will get lost at some point because of longer distance of transmission. So somehow we have noise which will be added in the transmission medium. So obviously we can't remove 100%. 100% we can't remove this noise, but somehow we can reduce the noise which is added because of environmental situations or whatever it is, or because of some electronic components which may produce interference. So that can be reduced in a better way by so many techniques we have that we will discuss in the later class. So next we will discuss about communication communication methods. We have three types of communication methods: simplex mode, full duplex or half duplex mode, analog or digital transmission. Right? So simplex is simply a one-way communication. Better example is a radio station or a TV broadcasting station. Right? So either we can receive or transmit a signal. A transmitter will transmit the signal, a receiver will receive the signal. So we can't do two-way communication by using simplex. So a radio station may transmit the signal. So as an user can receive the signal, we can't transmit the signal, right? That is simplex mode of transmission. And duplex is classified as two. One is full duplex and another is half duplex. So full duplex is two-way communication that can be done simultaneously. For example, our mobile phone. Mobile phone is a better example for full duplex communication. Simultaneously, two users can communicate with each other. In half duplex, we can do two-way communication, but not at the same time. That is, simultaneously, we can't do communication to and fro. That is half duplex. So one person can communicate one time. Example, walkie-talkie is very familiar. Everyone may know about walkie-talkie, the function of an walkie-talkie. So you might have seen a cop or some officers may having the walkie-talkie. So after doing the conversation, they used to say, over, right? So over is an acknowledgement that I have finished the communication, you can start transmitting. So like that. That is half UPS. Then we have analog method of communication and digital method of communication. So analog is a continuous signal in the form of voltage or current. A better example is sine wave. I will show you the sine wave representation. So this is how sine wave is represented, which can be represented in the form of voltage or current with respect to time period. So which has a peak, positive peak as well as a negative peak, and which goes on transmitting with respect to the time period. Digital signals, unlike the analog, which are represented by means of two binary digits, either it is 0 or 1. So normally we call it as two-state code, right? So I will show you an example. So this is an example of digital communication that is done by zeros and ones. So here you can see a plus 5 volt is the maximum amplitude, but we represent that plus 5 volt as 1 and 0 as 0 volt. So which has only two representations. One is 0 and another one is 1. Right. So that's it for now. The remaining we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.